What's good, folks? It's your boy Will Collins checking in once again with yet another video. In this video, I'll be giving you just a brief update of what's life been like since my last upload and pretty much what I'll be doing in 2024 and beyond. Now, I've been actually battling with some big transitions in my life as well as some mental battles that I felt like I needed to kind of figure out on my own before I actually started to upload more videos, because I was in a weird space and I really had to figure out what I wanted out of life, outside of everything that I had previously before coming to Savannah. Now, before we get into the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all my other social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Now, with this newfound time alone, I really had to hunker down and figure out what my next moves would be for myself. Now, having the responsibility of an entire apartment as far as paying its rent and decorating, furnishing it, all those basic household things, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I also had to really realize that I kind of lived on autopilot, because none of those small details ever really mattered in life, because I was also focused on the bigger picture of figuring out how I was gonna actually live beyond an apartment, things like that. And a lot of those minute decisions, like figuring out what I was gonna eat, activities to do on your free time, I kind of let somebody else, kind of figure those things out, and I kind of just went with the flow of it. Now, that's not really saying that I let somebody else control my life, but like I said, I was kind of focused on something bigger than those little small details, or details that I thought were small. But now that those decisions are actually at the forefront of my life now, I actually have to be conscious of it and actually make those decisions for myself. Now, being that in architecture, which is a high stress job, if you allow it to be, I had to figure out what I wanted to do in my downtime to kind of give me excitement. And for the longest, that's where fitness is reigned supreme. No matter what I was doing throughout college, after graduation, and looking for a job, and now being in Savannah, it was always something that I just loved to do, no matter where I was. I just loved to make sure that I was healthy and keeping up with my body. Now, this was something that I made sure to prioritize, not because of the influx of social media personal trainers, but because I always loved to stay athletic and the need to improve myself. Now, granted, I'm not as consistent as I want it to be because, life. But it never was an issue, because I always seem to, pick up kind of right where I left off and, get in a good flow of things. So it was never really an issue to begin with. And whenever I can, I always like to challenge myself with new activities. And whenever I do see my homeboys, I like to challenge them as well as compete and everything. So that's always a good reason to stay on your game. Now, outside of fitness, I always had a creative itch that always was with me ever since I was a kid. I love to draw comic book characters, build with Legos, take pictures and videos for memory's sake. And that was something that always stuck with me, which makes sense that it kind of led me into architecture. But all in all, I'm not sure I actually satisfied that itch enough to where I'm as consistent and dedicated enough to where I'll excel in that next phase of my life. Now, I know I'm still in the early stages of my career, but I still feel the need to explore more of myself to find that path that keeps me hungry and dedicated. And being that I have all the time in the world now, what better time to do it? Now, I've always been an introvert to begin with, but I'm not sure I actually learned enough of myself to figure out how I operate most effectively. But learning more about introspective thinking, it's helped a lot, because when you actually are alone and you can only ask yourself questions that you have the answer for, it actually lays a path out for you that is pretty clear. Now, this wasn't something that I just stumbled on, but it's something that I actually learned about because I finally started reading for myself. And a lot of what I've learned was something that I was never gonna get in a formal school like high school and college. And thankfully, I've started to actually learn the foundation of true success. Nothing that was tied to a job or a career that you had to go to formal school for, but something that you learn through experience more than anything. And with all the best teachers, mentors, and success stories that's out here, no matter what, 9 times out of 10 they'll tell you that experience is the best teacher. So making sure to get out of your own comfort zone is probably priority number one, to be honest with you. And now that I know that more than anything, I can finally take that first step and implement it into all my creative endeavors. And the one that I'm choosing to focus on now is photography and videography, because what better time to do it than this social media age and the time where everybody's creating content. So why not throw my hat in the ring? And now that I've invested in an actual camera for myself, there's literally no excuse for me not to actually sit down, think of things to create, and actually do it. So here's my first thing that you'll probably see in 2022 and beyond. So if you made it this far, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I know that there's probably no other reason for you to watch this video other than just to learn about what I'm doing. So that really means a lot to me. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to go down my channel, check out my other videos that I've made previously, and like and comment on those as well, because that'll help me a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, comment what you want to see in my next video, and subscribe so I can actually hit some benchmarks in the future. And with that being said, until next time, peace.